Hello. If you're watching this video, you're probably like, whoa, who's this guy? Well, you're in luck. I don't know who I am either. I don't know if I'm going to talk about movies often, because I don't know, this is the first time I ever talked about a movie. But I want to talk about this movie. You probably heard of it, or you probably didn't. It's called The Meg. The Meg is a movie. This movie went to theaters, and this movie had some Asian people in it, and it was in China, and Jason Statham is in it, and he fights a shark. It's Jason Statham, and he fights a shark. I guess the trailer served its purpose because it made me want to see the movie, so I can't really complain too much on that aspect. So if you haven't seen the movie, I'm about to be going into spoilers right here, but do you want to see it? Okay, here we go. So basically, like Jason Statham, Statham is rescuing some people from a little tiny submarine that's at the bottom of the floor of the ocean, and they're like, "Oh, something's hitting the submarine." It's like, "What's hitting the submarine?" It's a creature, obviously. It's not like it could be. I wonder what it is. I hope it's not a megalodon. So then, like, Jason Statham, in a surprising twist, he actually doesn't save the people inside the submarine. He actually leaves his friends behind. And then, all of a sudden, we cut to this giant oceanic base in China. And they're, like, doing science things. And then the water goes real deep. And the Maringa sauce trench goes down deeper than they expected, which I don't know how people have landed on the bottom of the Maringi Trench. Hold on. I gotta check this. James Cameron himself has touched the bottom. He's went to the bottom of the Marinara Trench. So I don't. I mean, maybe this is something from the book? I don't know. I heard that the plot was nothing like the book. Anyway, sorry about that. They reach the trench, and they go down in the trench, and then they're like, wow, this trench is very deep. It's got a lot of life that should probably not be able to exist down here. But the hydrothermal vents, bull. The first point makes. The megalodon, the megalodon is way too big. The megalodon looks a lot smaller under the water than it does at the surface, probably because everything underwater is CGI. There's not any practical here, other than the fact that the submarine they're inside might be practical, and that's it. Oh, but before the submarine, and before everything goes to heck, a submarine goes down there, reaches the bottom. And then it's like this highly specialized submarine, and then the megalodon attacks it, and then knocks it over. And then all of a sudden this woman in this bubble manta ray submarine just goes straight down there, as if it was just easy. Nothing happens. She's completely fine. And then all of a sudden, a giant squid, well, it's a colossal squid, I believe, that's what Wikipedia tells me, attacks the submarine. The lady in the submarine starts flipping out. She's like, whoa! And then the Chinamen are like, oh, what's happening? And then the squid dies. The squid served no purpose. A lot of main characters die in this movie, by the way. But not Jason Statham. Jason. Not Jason, though. Or that. Mostly the people who aren't as famous as Jason Statham, except for Dwight Schrute. Dwight Schrute dies. But anyway, the shark goes around, and they're like, oh, we gotta stop the shark, and they go to stop the shark, and they put a cage, and the cage gets destroyed by the shark. But then they killed the shark, and then they take the shark and they hang it, and the hanged shark gets eaten by another shark because a second shark came out. And then the second shark is causing havoc, and they can't kill the second shark at first. And then they go, and the second shark goes and it eats a bunch of people. It eats a giant hamster ball, but it doesn't eat like a raft that had like 20 people all crowded on it. But it eats one of the people. Anyway, there's a boat, and the boat just fights Megalodon. And Megalodon, which everyone calls Megalodon Meg in this movie, the Megalodon in the movie is at the very bottom of the Marinara Trench. And yet it has very, very small eyes. The size of your hand, granted, but that's for, like, it has normally sized eyes for a shark that lives in complete darkness. But grow some bigger eyes, you know? Also, it's normal shark colors. I wouldn't expect a shark to have normal shark colors at that depth. Greenland shark is just poo brown in skin color. I don't know if it's just so cold that it just turns brown. I don't know, but the Megalodon should not be that size in the movie, and it should not have eyes that small. It should have the eyes huge. It should have huge eyes. Its eyes should be like bigger than its mouth. Its eyes should be giant. Either that or its eyes should be non-existent. I don't know if you know this, guys, but there's this thing in the ocean where the further you go out into the ocean, the deeper it gets. It's pretty weird. The Megalodon should look ugly. It just looks like a shark. It doesn't look ugly. There's a pressure differential, alright? And it's very, very strange that this massive... It's like, did they probably thought about this for like maybe 3 seconds while they were making the movie, because the movie goes through the trouble of explaining how the shark gets up from the coldest spot in the ocean, because there's like a temperature blanket where there's a bunch of hot water, and because the submarine shot up through the hot water so fast, the hot water mixed with the cold water. They try to make it science-y sounding, but it's not really working. Not to mention that 2 sharks came out of this. Not just one was just able to slip in like that was following the submarine or something. No, apparently 2 sharks came out and were following the same submarine. I don't know how is this happening? You do know that the temperature around thermal vents is like thousands of degrees? I'm pretty sure the surface of the ocean isn't thousands of degrees, so the shark would have died, right? The shark would have died because, you know, there's the salinity and the temperature and the pressure differential, and it has to keep eating for some reason. It's just eating constantly in this movie, and then just kind of swimming around. This movie is terrible at conveying a sense of time, and it's just eating. It just keeps eating things. Why are you eating everything? Because the plot demands it, I guess. It just keeps eating everything. I don't understand it. You know, basking sharks and megamouths, they're flabby sharks. Because they're made out of cartilage. The shark in the movie is not a flabby shark. It should be a flabby shark. I don't know why this shark isn't flabby. It should be flabby. It should be blind, flabby, confused. It doesn't need to be that big. There's no reason to make a shark that big other than, oh look, Jason Statham, he's fighting a big shark, you know, because Jaws made a shark movie work with a shark half of that size. But you just... Also, by the way, the Megalodon shark is a shark, right? So when you're doing a shark movie, you gotta do it right. The main star is the shark, not Jason Statham, because he has like... His character is kind of bad in this movie. You know, it's pretty bad. But, you know, I don't care. I care about the shark. I watched this movie for the shark, alright? And I want a good shark, right? And when I'm not getting a good shark, then you need to stop your movie right now. Stop the presses and get a good shark. I want a better shark. Is that so much to ask? You don't do anything with your locations. I want to see it eating. So if you're expecting dumb fun, then I don't know if this is the movie for you, but you can watch it anyway. I'm not gonna stop you. But it was alright, I guess. The shark could have been better, and there's many things that could have been better. But anyway, I'm gonna end this video because it's probably absolutely trash.